Шановні учасники, Ігор, мікрофон для перекладача, да? Так, всі решта чують. Добре. Ну, дуже приємно вас сьогодні побачити. Дякуємо, що погодились взяти участь в цьому проєкті. Мета нашого проєкту, ми представляємо громадську організацію Українська академія кібербезпеки. Мета проєкту – сприяти впровадженню в освітній процес в коледжах і професійно-технічних закладах програм з кібербезпеки. Ну, добре, нехай заходимо. Чекаємо. У нас є представники Міністерства освіти і науки, є запрошений експерт, професор, декан факультету інформаційної технології Флоридського державного коледжу. Я його представлю окремо. Ми раді також, що Торгово-промислова палата України і Київська торгово-промислова палата, вони зацікавлені в цьому проєкті. Ви, можливо, знаєте, в них є створений антикризовий центр протидії кіберзагрозам для бізнесу. Тому сподіваємось, що після нашого курсу, після того, як ви отримаєте необхідні знання, навички, ви зможете впровадити в себе в коледжах і в училищах, закладах ваших відповідні програми, ну і тим самим сприятиме тому, щоб для економіки України і для оборони, для безпеки України з'явились фахівці, що будуть в цей складний час і виклики, які є для України, реагувати на ці загрози. Ну, коротко по логістиці. У нас зараз буде презентація, після цього о 12 годині перерва, і ми обміняємося думками, і після обіду продовжимо вже практичну частину по курсу «Вступ до кібербезпечності», курс ЦИСКО. Я маю за честь запросити до слова президента громадської організації Українська академія кібербезпеки, професора Корнейка Олександра Васильовича.
Шановні колеги, радий вас вітати. У 2016 році було прийнято рішення щодо створення громадської наукової організації Українська академія кібербезпеки. Я до 2015 року був одним з керівників Державної служби спеціального зв'язку та захисту інформації, тієї організації української державної, яка опікується питаннями кіберзахисту. Ми створили організацію, мета організації була ведення пропаганди щодо нових курсів, пов'язаних з кібербезпекою. Ви знаєте, що у переліку спеціальності вищої освіти є 125-та спеціальність, це, значить, бакалаврат і магістратура, яка називається кібербезпека. На жаль, на рівні спеціальної середньої освіти, на рівні коледжу, на рівні ПТУ таких спеціальностей немає. Тому наш директор Андрій Пазюк до того недавно приїхав з Америки. Він був рік на стажуванні і навчанні в Вашингтонському університеті і мав змогу спілкуватись як з державними організаціями, так і недержавними громадськими відповідними організаціями. І тому він дізнався, що у коледжах Америки є відповідні спеціальності по підготовці фахівців. І за підтримки посольства України в Сполучених Штатах Америки, за підтримки посольства Америки в Україні, от такий навчальний курс був запропонований вам послухати. Тому я сам, ми дуже раді, що професор Бабі прибув з Америці і нам представить цей курс, ми його цікаво послухаємо і потім поспілкуємося. Що? Прошу, пане професор.
Дякую за привітальне слово. Шановні учасники, я радий, що професор Бабі з Флоридського державного університету погодився взяти участь в нашому проєкті. Він є деканом інформаційних технологій з 2017 року в Флоридському державному коледжі. Він має багатий досвід роботи на різних посадах. Також працював в технічному інституті в Акроні, в Охіо, штат Охіо. Хочу також зазначити, що Флоридський коледж державний, він сертифікований, має визнання не лише в Америці. Він пройшов відповідні програми сертифікації Департаментом внутрішньої безпеки, Department of Homeland Security. То, відповідно, він відповідав за розробку цих програм, за розробку курсів. І, в принципі, система коледжів Сполучених Штатів дає можливість готувати фахівців, які одразу можуть продовжувати свою робочу практику, а також потім продовжувати за бажанням навчання академічне, здобувати бакалаврат, магістратуру. Ну, це він вже більше розповість сам. Я думаю, що ви зацікавитесь цими програмами. Ми короткий їх опис українською мовою в роздаткових матеріалах вам надамо під час перерви. І тож даю слово шановному пану професору.
Thank you. Good morning, everyone, and thank you for having me here this morning. Do we need a translator? Or should this? Okay. All right. It's automatic? Okay. Very good. I'm very delighted to be here this morning to talk about cybersecurity and some of our programs developed in the work to serve our community and state of Florida. It was a wonderful flight here. Thank you for inviting me. And it's a pleasure to be here. So what I'm going to go over today to give you an idea about what we do in Florida State College, how we implement our programs, including certifications, and implementing certifications into associate degree programs, and implementing certification into bachelor's degree programs. And then in the end, we'll open the floor for any questions you may have. So first, let's watch this little video. See if the video gonna work here. Well, this video is supposed to be actually active here, but obviously it is not. Okay, so we have plan B. We'll continue on with our presentation. So we're going to talk about cybersecurity. We'll define what cybersecurity, and we'll be talking about the needs of cybersecurity in the community. And that can be in any community, not only in the state of Florida, any state and in the country. And also we'll be talking about how we structure our IT security in Florida State College in Jacksonville. And in addition, we'll be talking about our associate degree program structure. We'll go into details of the course structures and program structure. And then we'll be talking about program structure for our bachelor degree programs. And in the end, we'll be talking about faculty development, how we develop our faculty into the sequence on how they are up to date with their knowledge in cybersecurity. And that will be the end of our presentation. Then we'll be talking in the end briefly on how and from where our students come from, how we recruit our students who are interested, and what their age status and what the diversity status. So I'll be talking about all those things. We all know in a digital age that security of data are very important. On a daily basis, as you know, you work with data. You use iPhone, you use your internet to exchange data, you pay your bills using credit cards on the internet. So there are many things happening on the internet. And this kind of things become heaven for an attacker and heaven for cyber people to attract data and steal data and maybe manipulate data and do some unwanted things with the data you are transferring from one point to another point. There are a variety of types of issues can happen with the data, including eavesdropping and listening to your data, meaning knowing what type of data is transferring, to changing the data itself by being man in the middle, or what we call man in the middle attack. And that's when the person basically being in the middle between the sender and the receiver, and basically takes the data and change the data, not similar data was sent to start with. So the receiver will receive data totally different from the sender data was sent to start with. So there are a variety of ways how to do work with data, manipulate data, and attack the data. Most commonly, manipulation of data is using denial of service, and they're mainly where the institutors attack the servers and deny the service of the client from the server. And that's very common. Many companies and many organizations have faced this type of problems, including Yahoo, Target, Living Social, and many organizations in the United States have been dealing with those kind of issues, and many data have been stolen. Yeah, for example, there are 22 million records have been stolen from their servers. Another organization's eBay, for example, eBay faced the fact recently with 145 million records was stolen from their servers and manipulated. AOL, 24 million records. Korea credit bureaus, 20 million records, and including the Department of Defense was hacked into their servers in the United States by attacking their servers and taking records from the server. So as you see here, the considerations is very common, and some for fun, others for purposely done. So it doesn't matter what the reasons is, we need to learn and we need to teach our students or our people to defend or to work with those kind of issues, defend our data and defend our systems. This is supposed to be also a video here to show you what we do, and let's see if it's going to work. If not, we have plan B. It's not going to work. It's supposed to show you basically what our students talk about our programs. But instead of our students talking about our programs, I'm going to be talking about our programs. So at Florida State College, to teach our community and to teach our students, we created about 12 certification programs. And those are some in advanced network virtualizations, computer programming specialists, digital forensics, which is the one we're going to focusing on, and also IP communication, network enterprise administration, network infrastructure, network support technicians, and web development specialists. All those are certifications. Those certifications are based on credit hours, and those number of credit hours is varied from one certification to another. And they are mapped into the associate degree programs, and we'll see how that's done in just a moment. As far as the degree programs, we have 3 associate degree programs and 2 bachelor degree programs in the Department of Information Technology. And the associate degree programs are biomedical engineering technology, computer information technology, IT security, which is our cyber security program, and network system technology. So those 4 associate degree programs we have. The bachelor degree programs, we have 2 of those programs, and the first one is computer system networking and telecommunications. And this bachelor degree program has track in cybersecurity, and also we have information technology management program. So those are the highlight of the degree programs. So there are difference between certification programs and degree programs. Degree programs, the student must complete the degree programs completely to obtain a degree, while certifications is just certifications. However, the certification programs are mapped into the degree programs. So the student, if the student wants to continue on with their degree programs, associate or bachelor, they can continue after receiving their certifications. The one we're going to talk about today, one specific certification, and this certification is digital forensics. Just to let you know, we serve 3,200 students in the School of Information Technology. And Florida State College at Jacksonville serves over or more than 50,000 students in 8 campuses. So the digital forensics program or certification, if you will, consists of 32 credit hours. And those credit hours start with hardware configuration, then software configuration, then fundamentals of information security, operating systems, servers configurations, and that's including Cisco also, data forensics, digital forensics 2, which is advanced forensics, intrusion detection systems and auditing, and techniques of computer hacking and incident handling. So upon completion of the 32 credit hours, the student will receive a certificate in digital forensics. And this certificate mainly will be acknowledged by the college. This student is certified to be a specialist in digital forensics. Now, the details of each one of those courses I'll be touched on in just a few moments. The hardware configuration, which is the first course. The hardware configuration course is basically we teach our students the hardware, the basic hardware, basically motherboard. We teach them processor, the buses, how the communication done within the computer internally. So we just teach a student what type of hardware exists in the system. The second course, which is software configuration, we teach the students the configuration of the system, how to configure the system, and how to troubleshoot basic commands, installation of software and tools, how to install the tools, how to install software in the system. In the fundamentals of information security, which is the basic course, the first course in information security, we teach the student basically basic knowledge on information security, what to watch out for, what to look for, what type of security issues out there. It's basic knowledge on information security. And also we teach the students some concepts, including domain 1.0, general security concept, domain 2.0, some communication issues, when the attacks can take place, and so on. We don't go into details in here in this course. Details comes out later. The operating system course is basically a course to teach a student type of operating system, Microsoft and non-Microsoft operating systems, how to deal with those kind of operating systems. Also, this course will include some installations, a desktop environment, and also internet applications and file systems, as well as security systems. The server configuration, we teach our students the server completely, how to build server, how to work with the server, how to install and configure the server, troubleshoot and administrate the server from the operating system point of view. And the topic includes deployment, migration, also server rules, configuration changes, security availability, and how to assign privileges, user privileges, containers, specific privileges, specific users. So we touch here on the security of the server point of view. Now here in this course, data forensics, that's when we get in deeper details on security, which is we teach our students what type of data attack will take place, how the data attacked, and how to identify those type of attacks. We go into some firewalls in this course. The advanced course in data forensics, here we use or we teach our students the tools to identify and to work with cyber attacks, how to defend against cyber attacks, how to defend our system from any kind of intrusion, and work with those tools. There are many tools out there how are used or they are used to defend against any intrusions, and we teach our students how to work with those tools. So mainly here in this course, we'll let our students know the details of those tools, how to work with those tools, and basically have control over any kind of attack on the system. Intrusion detection system and other things, that's another course also. That's when we deal with intrusion detections on the internet. We expose our student TCP/IP, and also we work with our student advanced topic with solid fundamentals based on principles and how to work with those principles on the cyber or intrusion detection system and auditing the system, to look at the system frequently, to monitor, to see if recently have an attack, from where the source of the attack, and how to deal with those kind of attacks. And course also in techniques of computer hacking and incident handling. This is basically a more advanced topic in how computer hacking taking place and how we can defend against hacking. Now, those were actually the 32 credit hours to obtain certificates in digital forensics. Those 32 credit hours are mapped into associate degree in cyber or IT security. If we look at our Associate of Science, basically our Associate of Science consists of 60 credit hours in total. 15 credit hours are in general education, and that's basically teaching our students general education courses such as English composition, mathematics, and those educational courses. Professional courses, those are the actual core courses which focusing on our IT security. And professional elective, we allow a student to take 6 credit hours or 2 courses in elective from anywhere in networking. So that's what give us a total of 60 credit hours. So actually those 32 credit hours we were talking about earlier are mapped into the professional courses, the 39 credit hours courses. And those are highlighted in green here. So if we look at those courses highlighted in green, we'll find basically the 32 credit hours are highlighted in green. Now, the student take 4 additional courses, and the general education courses, then the student will obtain Associate of Science in security, in IT security. So basically, a student can take the certification, go to work, and while they are working, they can continue on to get their associate degree in cyber security. Here are the 15 credit hours of general education courses I was referring to earlier. Those general education courses, like I said, math, humanity, English comp. Those are the additional courses, the 4 additional courses we talked about. We said they are, if you look right here, those are in green. Those are for certification. And the one in black, that's the one I'll be talking about in just a moment here. And that's the first one, network fundamentals. So this is an additional course if the student want to take or obtain Associate of Science, then we need to take this course. Basically teach the course basic networking course. Is merely talk about topologies, network topologies, network configurations, and networking in general. The second course is routing and switching fundamentals. That's when they talk about routers, how to configure the routers, and how to configure routers, and how to deal with routing. Basically building a network. Another course is offensive security, and this is an advanced course in cybersecurity. In this course, the student becomes very proficient on how to handle cyber attacks using multiple tools. And like Nmap, backtrack, to backtrack any kind of attack, and handling attacks. And so this is very advanced course in cybersecurity for students to learn how to work with cybersecurity. We also have a course student must take, we call it an internship. This is 2 credit hours course. The student must go out and work in the field, in an organization or a company, and apply what they learn in cybersecurity and IT security to pass this course. The student must work 50 hours, I'm sorry, not 50 credit hours, 50 hours minimum, 50 hours within the organization working on IT security to pass this course. We have assigned 2 faculty members. Those 2 faculty members monitor those activities in constant communication with the employer to ensure the students are performing well on the job to pass this course. So this is very important hands-on component to ensure the students, what the student learned in the classroom, in our lab, applied in the community with our partners. Who are our partners? Where our students work, and for those 50 hours, AT&T, Florida Blue, which is one of the biggest Florida insurance organization in the United States, Bank of America. Also, we have CSX, one of the transportation companies in the United States, one of the biggest companies in transportation in the United States. Black Knights, which is one of the largest development software in the United States. So we have hot hitters who basically allow our students to work in their organization for those 50 hours or 2 credit hours. Also, in addition, we are some of our partners, or our partners are Deutsche Bank, and we are some of our students also dealing in the FBI, working with the FBI as well. So a variety of areas where our students apply their knowledge and what they learned in the classroom. Our advisory committee, we do have advisory committee for the School of Information Technology, and those advisory committee members are from those organizations. We meet twice a year at least, and we talk about our curriculum. We talk about things we need to update in the curriculum to ensure our curriculum up to date and meet our organizations in the community. Now, that was basically had to do with the associate degree and the certification. The next is the bachelor degree. The bachelor degree program is 128 credit hours program. And like I said, we do have 2 bachelor degree programs. And the first one is computer system, network and telecommunication, which have track in cybersecurity. And also we have information technology management program, which is mainly software. So our bachelor degree programs consist of 36 credit hours general education courses, basically advanced math, some elective courses, and 15 credit hours of elective courses. Lower division courses, 30 credit hours. Those lower division courses are similar to the associate degree or the same associate degree program. So the student mainly, if the student finishes associate degree program and he or she wishes to go on and work and come back to obtain bachelor degree program, then they can, or what they have to do, basically continue on from here. The 30 to 30 credit hours are counted from the associate degree program. So all they have to do, they add on courses to obtain bachelor degree program. I repeat, so the courses taken in associate degree program are counted here in the lower levels. And all what the students have to do is add on the upper level courses in the bachelor degree program and extra general education courses to obtain their bachelor degree. I hope that makes sense. So, what are some of those tracks in the bachelor degree program in telecommunication networking? Like I said, one of those tracks in information security, which is this one right over here. So students can select those extra hours, credit hours, in either information security or network configuration or network optimizations, network management and control, or system design and analysis. As I mentioned 2 slides ago, the students will take upper level courses if he or she have lower level courses in some associate degree program. What are those upper level courses? Enterprise system integration, software defined networking, information security management, infrastructure and planning, advanced convergence, enterprise network management, emerging information technology, computer network capstones, cooperative education. Again, with the bachelor degree program, the student must obtain an internship, meaning in this course here, the student must go out and work in an organization for a minimum of 50 actual hours to pass this course. As you see here, we focus very heavily on labs, which is 50% of our classroom activities, and internship, which is real-world environment work, to be sure the students have the good knowledge and equipped with good background in the field he or she is in. Now, how we do blend those courses, how we work with those courses. Well, first we define our objectives. We define our courses. We start with the course description. We describe the course based on what we want our students want to learn. And then we define our student learning outcome, what we want the student to learn when they graduate, what students should have when they finish this course, what their outcome results, and how we gonna do the assessment, what methodology of assessment, how we gonna do our assessment, and basically our assessment based on quizzes, lab, and paper, written assignment, and exams. Again, focusing on labs is very crucial here. We do have course of planning worksheet. We always be sure we work with those worksheets and be sure we are equipped with all the things that needed to accommodate for those worksheets. And we have also models for the planning. Basically, each week what we do, week-by-week activities models, and those models include introduction, reviews, what we do from week 3 to week 10, what we do from week 10 to week 14. Basically, in the first week, this faculty would need to make introduction to the course. The second week, we need to review the previous activities done in previous courses that have a relationship with this course. And in week 3 to week 10, we'll go into details of the course. And then week 15 and week 16, that's the conclusion and the final for the course. Now, how do we develop our faculty? We need to stay up to date with the technology. As you know, technology keeps changing on a daily basis, and we develop our faculty on a regular basis. So we send our faculty to conferences, we send our faculty to workshops, we encourage our faculty to continue their education. We encourage our faculty to be members of organizations such as IEEE and ACM and other organizations. And also, we basically send our faculty for faculty development and meetings through grants and Perkins, meaning that we pay for those, the college pay for those activities. So when we send our faculty members for those activities, they don't pay for it. We will pay for those activities to be sure they are developed and up to date for those activities, including continuing education. We pay tuition for our faculty. Some of faculty have masters and they are working on their PhD. We pay for tuition to continue on their PhD programs. Now, our students. The demographics of our students mainly come from a variety of sources. As far as ages, 45% of our students between the age of 21 and 30. 30% of our students between the age of 31 and 40. 15% of our students are between the ages of 41 and 50. And yes, we have students over 51 years old. We have students between 51 to 60, and they are about 7% of our students. Now, notice large number of our students over the age of 30. And those students basically currently working in the field, and they come back to update their skills and also refresh their knowledge. And they can basically continue on their working and yet take classes in our institution, our college. This is very important for us, of course. We always support diversity. We want diverse students from multiple cultures, from multiple areas, from multiple places. So we have 54% of our students are white, 27% of our students are black, 5% of our students are Asian, and 12% selected not to claim with their background. I'm very proud to say that 32% of our students are female. In engineering technology and information technology in particular, the average United States enrollment in IT does not exceed 16%. We are at Florida State College, 32% of our females. And in fact, we really encourage female students to be part of our IT program. Matter of fact, 40% of our faculty members are female. So we focus on that very heavily. We encourage that very much so because we want the female populations to be part of information technology. This basically just how we advertise normally our programs and how we put it out to the public. Just describing the programs and the cost of, we tell what the cost, we tell what expected salary for our students when they graduate. Our average based on experience, entry-level students, when they graduate, they make $22.84 an hour. That's just fresh if they don't have any background experience other than the school and internship. The median average is about $39.55 an hour. That's how they make, or what they make. Of course, if they have more knowledge and more experience, they can make up to $43.91 an hour. If they have enough background and they will be working for a while, then they can make this type of money. This is very important because the student basically go to school so they can go out and work and they make money. That's the fact. We cannot hide that fact. This is another slide we normally advertise, or we normally provide to the public. The details of our programs, the number of credit hours for the programs, and the career pathways. Students go from high school to IT security, either here in between. You can have certification, and then they can do IT security associate degree, and then go on the bachelor degree. The average salary for a student to graduate with information security analysis is about $41,000 a year. And if they go on and get their bachelor degree and become more advanced, they can make up to $100,000 a year. This is basically just a detailed description, what each student needs to take each semester. So a student can complete their associate degree in 5 semesters. So that's equivalent of 2 years, because we offer 3 semester years, spring, fall, and summer. And that should conclude my presentation today, and I'll open the floor for any questions you may have. Do you have time for questions?
Yes, sure.
Okay.
Микрофон. У меня вопрос.
No questions?
Нет. Хорошо. Даю.
Microphone. You can have this one if you want.
Можна, да. Я перекладачу.
It's okay. I don't need microphone. I can just talk without microphone. Yeah.
Скажіть, будь ласка, а з яким базовим рівнем взагалі приходять учні до вас в коледж?
Very good.
Розпочинають навчання, от з яким базовим рівнем?
Okay, very good question. So, microphone. Okay, you want me to use a microphone? Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Okay. All right. Very good. This is a very good question. So the requirement is high school diploma or equivalent. Any student who has high school diploma or equivalent are allowed to enroll now in this program. So no other requirements needed. We have open enrollment, meaning any student can enroll and be admitted as long as the student has high school diploma or equivalent. Did that answer your question?
Скажіть, будь ласка, яким чином ви співпрацюєте з фірмами, які надають вам поле для практики?
Okay, so we work with our partners in multiple ways. The first way and first methods, our partners are part of our advisory committee for the School of Information Technology. We meet with them twice a year. So, for example, we have the Vice President of Bank of America is on our advisory committee. We have one of the senior directors of AT&T is on our advisory committee. We have the IT manager of Florida Blue is one of our advisory committee members. We have members from Black Knight on our advisory committee, Deutsche Bank, ACX, and so on. Those are members of our advisory committee. We meet with them twice a year, once every 6 months. And during our meeting, we discuss about what our program look like. We talk about enrollment. We talk about our students and what kind of weaknesses, if any, they see in our students, because they hire our students. They work with our students. In another way also, in addition to this, in internship, we send our students to do internship in those organizations and those companies. Remember, the associate degree must, or the student must work 50 hours in the organization to pass this course. And also in the bachelor degree, there are 2 credit hours course, which also an internship. The students also need to work minimum 50 hours to ensure the applied knowledge are in the place for those organizations. We get the feedback. We assign 2 faculty to monitor those activities. We get the feedback from those organizations in which those students work at. So we approach it from multiple levels and multiple ways. Our advisory committee members also help us on updating our curriculum. So we talk about curriculum. There are new tools and new software and new technology that this company is using. Then we modify our curriculum and update our curriculum to be ensured this software and tools are implemented within our curriculum. How often we update our curriculum? We normally we need to update it. It's mandatory to update once every 3 years, but we do it more often than that.
Я с вашего дозволу хотів уточнити по перекладу, у вас ще дегрі на вашу спеціальність.
Тільки академічна година.
Так, це ж Так. І що ще хотів спитати професора, програми 2+2. От як з associate degree, з нашого спеціаліста можна стати бакалавром, чи це потрібно робити лише в коледжі, або можна і в університеті?
Good question. Okay, so the question is, we do have an agreement. Florida State College, Jacksonville has an agreement 2+2 program with the University of Northern Florida, UNF. It's called 2 and 2, meaning, or 2+2, meaning that students who have bachelor degree program can go on to UNF, University of Northern Florida, to obtain bachelor degree programs, if they wish to do so. But again, the student can complete their bachelor degree in Florida State College, Jacksonville, because we do have a bachelor degree as well. As I mentioned earlier, we have 2 bachelor degree programs. But let's say the students want to do different bachelor degree, want to go to UNF for, let's say, software engineering. Software engineering is different degree that we don't offer, mainly focus on software. Then they can do that. They can go to UNF and apply those 2 years. The credit hours obtained in our college 2 years will be counted for, and they don't have to do just finish another 2 years to obtain their bachelor's degree. That's why we call it 2+2, because 2 at our college and 2 at the University of Northern Florida. Did that answer the question?
Ще хочу сказати, що переклад презентації, у вас в матеріалах зараз буде подивитися години, які розділяють наповнення і по кожній спеціальності, як вона наповнюється. Це
Хотіла запитатися, я перепрошую, я не знаю, чи це буде відображено в матеріалах, але я наскільки розумію, ці 2 години це тільки аудиторні години і передбачається об'єм самостійної роботи студента, так? Що входить 32 години, бо той об'єм матеріалу є надзвичайно великим тільки на аудиторні години.
Okay, so the 32 credit hours certification for certification. For the certification, 32 credit hours, and those 32 credit hours include theoretical part and lab part. So 2 parts into those 32 credit hours. Mainly the students will learn the theory and then the lab. Now for every course is 3 credit hours. The 3 credit hours meaning they meet twice a week. Every time is 1.5 hours or 2 hours, if you will, because there's a break between each hour. So each course they meet twice 15 weeks. Some courses are 8 weeks, by the way, but they are more condensed. We don't prefer the 8 weeks because too much information given to students in 8 weeks. But the bottom line on this, what I'm trying to say here, yes, a lot. And yes, quite a few information here, but the students need to learn something, right? And that's the only way to learn it, to provide this information to them and to be sure they have the hands-on. Did I answer, did I misunderstand the question, or did I answer the question?
Я думаю, що дуже цікаве питання, чому студенти йдуть в коледжі, а не в університеті.
Excellent question. Because university mainly focus on the theory. We do colleges focus on the hands-on part. So for each course here, we have, as you see, we have the hands-on part. If you go to our college, you will find many labs. and students basically spend a lot of time on the lab. They work with the tools, they work with the software. In fact, immediately after the student have the theory, you need to go implement a project or a lab. This lab is totally dependent on what they learn in the theory. While the university don't do that. The university mainly focus on the theoretical part. They are more geared into the mathematics, high level of mathematics and physics, while we are gearing toward the hands-on things. Did I answer the question?
Питання яке? Яка ціна навчання в коледжі і ціна навчання в університеті? Приблизно по одним тим же програмам.
Okay, so we normally for our college we charge about $250 credit hours, you know, and $250 credit hours. So if you multiply that by 60, that will give you the cost for associate degree. If you multiply it by 128, that will give you the cost for bachelor degree. Now for the university, it's going to be similar, not much, the same, very close. I think if more expensive would be by $50 credit hours, about $320 credit hours. So for bachelor, for university. So really, not much difference between us and the university. We are cheaper a little bit by $50 or $75 or so. But both of us belong to the same umbrella of state colleges, because the universities and the colleges in Florida belong to the same Department of Education in Florida. You are the same umbrella, under same umbrella.
Є питання ще? Є питання? Запитуйте, будь ласка.
У вас в коледжі йдуть після 9 класу, чи там 10-го, чи тільки після 12-го можна йти в коледж?
Actually, great question, because I can elaborate heavy on this. To our college, doesn't matter the age, as long as they have the high school. Matter of fact, we just made last year partnership with one of the high school, and listen to this. We made an agreement or a partnership with high school. One of the high school is called Sandalwood High School, where 10 top students in the high school who are interested in cybersecurity to go on to finish their degree, associate degree in cybersecurity, while they are completing their high school diploma. So they can, when they graduate from at the age of 17 or 18, they have high school and associate degree of science in cybersecurity, same time. But those only top students. And that was basically a partnership between Deutsche Bank, Florida State College, Jacksonville, and Sandalwood High School. Those students has internship with Deutsche Bank. They study at our college, and they are student in high school at the same time to obtain high school in their high school, Sandalwood. So this we are trying this. So far, successful. The students are very bright. Again, that's the reason why we said top student, the top 10 in the school, in the high school, we're implementing this recently. But normally, any student can attend as long as they have high school diploma or equivalent. Answer the question?
У мене таке питання. Для того, щоб впровадити сертифікаційний курс в вашу програму Associate Degree, на молодшого спеціаліста, у вас це функціонує як академія ЦИСКО, чи ви за домовленістю ЦИСКО використовуєте їх навчальну програму, курикулум для того? І як тоді оцінюється? Чи оцінюють це ЦИСКО, чи оцінюють викладачі вашого коледжу?
Excellent question. Actually, we have courses which students, if they have Cisco certifications, we give them credit for, and those server configuration. Server configuration is one of the courses in which we will give students basically credit for if they have Cisco certification. Matter of fact, in the server configuration, we implement Cisco type of curriculum to teach our students on the server configuration. So basically, we teach Cisco as well, but we don't issue Cisco certification because we are not in the business of issuing those certifications. We are but we embedded within our curriculum Cisco configuration as well.
Тобто екзамени приймає викладач ваш, да? Після завершення курсу?
Yes, yes.
Дозвольте мені, будь ласка, запитати таке питання. Я Олена Домотенко, менеджер програми корпоративної соціальної відповідальності компанії «Cisco». І я хотіла просто дещо уточнити запитання. Коли учасники запитують про екзамен, вони, можливо, не завжди знають, що є екзамен, який приймається після закінчення курсу, а є екзамен, який приймається в незалежному сертифікаційному центрі. То, можливо, задати питання так. Чи ви маєте сертифікаційний центр, незалежний сертифікаційний центр в вашому коледжі?
No.
Ні. Добре, тобто ваші викладачі приймають фінальний екзамен після закінчення курсу ЦИСКО, правильно розумію?
Yes.
А чи вони підписують сертифікати? Чи вони підписують сертифікати? Тому що ЦИСКО дає можливість викладачам підписувати сертифікат. Ні.
No.
Ні. Добре, дякую.
Є щодо працевлаштування. Розкажіть, будь ласка, який відсоток ваших випускників працевлаштовані?
I would say most of our students are getting employed before they graduate. We have high percentage of employment. The majority of our students employed before their graduation. Matter of fact, we do have organization ask for our students when they graduate and waiting for them to graduate.
Чи є ще запитання? Можливо, у вас, пане професор, буде запитання до наших учасників, що вас цікавить в нашій системі, яким чином нам просунутися вперед, які кроки потрібні, щоб наші коледжі і educational schools, профільні училища, щоб вони впровадили систему сертифікації у власний навчальний процес.
Okay, very good. Well, first of all, I think, I just arrived last night. And it's a beautiful country, let's put it this way. And I think the potentials are great. And let me say, implementing such a structure really is not hard to do. First thing need to be done to have the supportive large organization. You need organization who are willing to work with you and support in the implementation process. Those organizations need to work with colleges and universities to ensure that the students are really learning what is in the field. The organization needs to be part of the curriculum development by creating advisory board for each program. And by doing so, they will get involved in the curriculum itself. Also, create internship programs where the students can work while they are studying in those organizations. Like implementing a course, 3 credit hours course, or 2 credit hours course, or 4 credit hour course, called an internship like we did, and monitor their activities, and to be sure they are working in the field. Have the support if those organizations to support your lab. I helped the Syrian Arab Republic back in 2008 to 2009, one of their private universities, in this implementation. It works. It does work. But again, you need the base for and support of the organization. I'm not quite sure what type of organization you have here. I asked yesterday, and my understanding, if you have organizations, but they are not fully developed yet. I'm not quite sure, but even though, if that can be done and supported, I think that would be a good start. You need this kind of continuity between the industry and the education system to be sure the students really not just learning from books, also they are learning the hands-on and implementing what they are learning in the field.
Дякую. Чи будуть ще запитання по змісту, по положенню?
Чи існує у вас затвердження, ліцензування чи акредитація навчальних планів або навчальних програм якихось державних органах або установах? Чи тільки зв'язок з працедавцями, тобто з ринком?
No, actually, we are one of the few colleges who are basically on the list of the Homeland Security, meaning we are top colleges and universities who teach cybersecurity. Is recognition more than certification. I'm not quite sure what you're referring to certification, but as far as recognition, we are Florida State College Jacksonville recognized as one of the top colleges and universities in cybersecurity due to their strong curriculum and the implementation we have.
Я хотів би уточнити питання, яке от поставив до цього викладач. Йдеться про те, якою є роль департаменту освіти, наприклад. Чи робить він approval, затвердження якихось програм. Чи це автономне рішення коледжу чи vocational school профтехнічних?
No, actually, the Department of Education need to provide the improvement based on what we implement. But again, the process of any new degree goes as follows. First, we need to get support of our advisory committee. Second, get support of our president and vice president of the college, and then move it on to Florida Department of Education for approval. And most likely they approve it. They normally approve because we go through a process, very tedious process first. And to get to that level, for example, I'm recently just start implementing a new degree. It's called data science, which focus on the data science part of the education. Had to do with data analysis using R and other programming languages, SAS, and so on. We just, right now, in the hand of the Department of Education, the process first, we know that's the community need for data analytics employees, and we implemented the courses, and we pushed it to get the approval from the board at the college, and they approved it already, and we already moved it to the Department of Education for approval. And most likely they will approve it because there's a need. What the Department of Education basically looking for, really there's a need for this degree or not. If there's a need for a degree, we'll approve it. And basically how they know? Because they have analytics, they know what's in the market need, they know what the industry need, and they need what they know exactly what to need for the community. So that's how the process works. I'm sorry, who asked the question? Who asked the question? I'm sorry. Oh, did I answer your question, sir? Okay.
Скажіть, будь ласка, після закінчення вашого коледжу студенти йдуть у вищі навчальні заклади, йдуть працювати, або вони йдуть працювати і навчатися одночасно.
All the above. All the above. They do all of those. We have students who went on to get on their master's degree from different universities after they graduate from bachelor degree in our college. Some of them work and continue on and get their graduate degree. Some of them just go out and work. So based on the students' wants and needs. But whatever, all the opportunities are available for the student to do what they wish to do.
А приблизно який відсоток? Ви проводили якісь дослідження, який відсоток першої, другої, третьої?
I don't have the data to give you the exact, but I can tell you that mostly. Okay, thank you. I don't have the data to give you to be exact, but if I want to guess, I would tell you the majority would go to the workforce and just work. That's after bachelor degree. Because they make good money.
Okay, thank you. Next question, please.
Sure.
Яка кількість практичних занять, практики во время учебы студенты проводят на предприятиях.
Okay. Now, the number of hours, basically, for the course during their study, they're supposed to, for each course, 1 credit hours is the lab. But in reality, they spend more than just 1 hour. In reality, they spend double the amount of the theory to achieve their results, to obtain the correct result for the lab assignment. Now that's for the actual course part. For the second part of your question about the internship, they need to spend minimum of 50 actual hours in the internship during the course. If the course is 15 weeks, they need to spend 50 hours, 50 actual hours, work hours in the field with the company and perform well based on the feedback we received from that organization to pass this course.
Фідбек від організації, де він працював, чи від керівника?
Very good. So as I mentioned earlier, we assign faculty members to communicate with the organization, with the company. There are paperwork need to be signed. This paperwork need to be signed by authority personnel from that organization to make sure the students actually performed well to get counted for those 2 credit hours. It can be supervisor if he is authorized to do so. You're welcome.
Продовження теми практики. Під час проходження практики, оці 50 мінімум годин, оплата роботи тих студентів, якщо вона здійснюється, то це чиї кошти. І керівників, а ще немаловажно керівників не навчального закладу, а керівників тої установи. Чи погоджується ці фірми оплачувати, бо це є додаткове навчання?
We don't now. It can both ways. Actually, we don't mandate for the student to get paid. That's up to the organization. Some students go find their organization and say, "Okay, I want to do my internship with AT&T," and they pay them. As long as the student gets 50 hours of internship, we are okay with that. Now, does the supervisor get paid extra? I highly doubt it. I don't think so. But we don't get involved with that. That's the company issues, not ours. But we don't mandate for our students to get paid for that. If they pay them, that's up to them. If they don't, that's not our problem. Well, our objective is a student to have an internship, to meet the 50 hours of work and perform the work well.
Дуже дякую. Thank you very much.
I think she had a question over there.
Скажіть, будь ласка, як викладачі проходять підвищення кваліфікації? Чи якась система? Чи кожен індивідуально вирішує питання?
Okay, so we're talking here about our faculty development. So our faculty first to be hired need to be qualified instructors, meaning they have the background, the degree background. Our qualification minimum master's degree in the field of study. That's minimum requirement. Now, to stay with the technology, we send our students to conferences, to workshops. Like, for example, we have iTech conference. They go to Cisco conference. They go to network conference. Whatever conference we feel is adequate to support their area of focus of teaching. We send them. We pay for hotel. We pay for accommodation. We pay for the cost of the conference, and we keep them up to date with those kind of knowledge and information.
Леся, дуже вам дякую. Я хотів би запитати, у нас є представник департаменту. Чи буде у наших колег запитання до вас, пане Тарас Юрій Іванович, з приводу того, які пропозиції або наразі які кроки вживає департамент для того, щоб якийсь кращий досвід використовувати? Чи планується запровадження такої схеми сертифікаційних курсів в рамках професійно-технічної і неповної вищої професійної освіти?
Дякую. Шановні колеги, насамперед хотів би подякувати від імені департаменту за запрошення на такий чудовий захід. Я думаю, насамперед він для вас був велике практично позитивне значення, це безсумнівно. Тому що...
Мікрофон вже не працює.
Мікрофон це для перекладача.
Розумію, я тоді можу без
Мікрофон, але ближче можете підійти.
Тож я ще раз подякую насамперед організаторам цього навчання, можливо, передачі досвіду, що ми могли подивитися, що робиться кругом нас, і, звичайно, це найкраще прийняли нас. Що стосується ситуації, яка є на даний час у нас в системі освіти, не тільки професійної, зокрема фахової передвищої, цікава річ, коли йде про сертифікацію. І взагалі, для чого вона потрібна, і яка є основна мета? Ну, звичайно, це певне для будь-якого напрямку сфери освіти, насамперед підняти якість освіти. І в нашому законі про освіту ви знаєте, що в принципі є тенденції з приводу того, щоб запрацювало у нас Національне агентство з кваліфікації, незалежні центри оцінювання. Ну, це саме перші механізми, які будуть, скажімо так, стимулювати розвиток наших закладів для того, щоб давати якісну освіту насамперед. У системі професійної освіти, в принципі, так само як фахова передвища, ви знаєте, що зараз готуються два закони. Система професійної освіти вже подала, скажімо так, на погодження центральної органи виконавчої влади. Сподіваємося, що наші політики скоро зможуть і прийняти, хоча достатньо складно прогнозувати, розважаючи на ситуацію те, що цей закон вже гуляє більше 3 років, здається. Але менше з тим є нова тенденція до розвитку професійної освіти, яка вона має бути, і вона насамперед зорієнтована на якість підготовки, і в чому вона буде заключатися, як вона буде, в принципі, механізм визначений законом в рамках нашого освіту. Що я хотів ще сказати з цього приводу? Тут, звичайно, от сьогодні пан шановний професор казав, наприклад, як у них здійснюється, наприклад, з чого почати в нас. Насамперед, це повинен бути діалог бізнесу, діалог освіти. Якщо до цього часу, скажімо так, більш ми працювали відірвано, сфера освіти працювала сама собі замкнуто, сфера освіти або сфера бізнесу працювала сама. Бізнес каже, нам щось треба, давайте якісне, але при цьому практично майже не вкладаючи нічого. А освіта працювала так, аби працювати, тому що нас поки що влаштовувало. Ми мали, скажімо так, і державне замовлення, яке було нічим не мотивоване, не обґрунтоване. Ми маємо, скажімо так, склад нашого колективу, ми маємо якусь певну матеріальну базу, яка в більшості випадків вже давно застаріла. Ну, але нас поки що це влаштовувало. На даний час я вам скажу, що йдуть ці зміни. Вони ці зміни, звичайно, торкнуться обов'язково, як і професійної, і фахово передвища. В принципі, великої різниці, я думаю, що немає, тому що ми, в принципі, йдемо одним шляхом, це професійна освіта. Ми даємо професію після школи, там так, до університету. Тобто Останні тенденції є те, що у нас все-таки має бути одна сфера професійної освіти, і ті кваліфікації, які ми будемо надавати, вони будуть стосуватися тих кваліфікацій, які починаються від закінчення загальної середньої освіти і починаючи до університетської. Є вища освіта, а все інше це як професійна освіта. Коротенько, які тенденції, які в нас є, я вам сказав. Ми йдемо орієнтуємося на кінцевий результат насамперед, а це якість, а це вихід на реальний ринок праці і, звичайно, зв'язки, які треба встановлювати для того, щоб ми дійсно готували цю якість. На жаль, поки що, як тут кажуть, роботодавці у нас останнім часом більш-менш активні. В Україні, якщо знаєте, в системі професійної освіти, у нас є всього-навсього 6 галузевих рад, які безпосередньо, наприклад, займаються тими саме розробленням професійних стандартів, які є так, орієнтиром для того, а що готувати повинна освіта. Бо якщо до цього часу ми, скажімо так, в сфері, наприклад, тої самої професійно-технічної освіти, якщо основою для розроблення стандарту освіти або освітньої програми була і є ще, на жаль, кваліфікаційна характеристика, деякі з яких написані так років 30 тому, то створення професійних стандартів – це, звичайно, великий крок вперед для того, щоб визначити, які реальні є кваліфікації на ринку праці, на що повинна орієнтуватися сфера освіти, на якого фахівця, і, звичайно, що це має формувати роботодавець. Роботодавець в даному випадку почали цю роботу дуже добре, але ще дуже мало. Тому що, наприклад, ті самі, якщо брати нас по великому рахунку, є всього-навсього 6 галузевих рад, а випусків державного класифікатора професій, який охоплює 90 напрямків всього-навсього, то тоді самі розумієте, що тут роботи дуже багато. Тут в даному випадку, звичайно, треба що? Закладам насамперед орієнтуватися, а що дійсно ми готуємо, на кого ми будемо орієнтуватися, і, звичайно, йти на діалог. На соціальний, на партнерство, шукати цих партнерів, тому що без цього ми, звичайно, не обійдемося. Це, що стосується, скажімо так, перспективи, напрямки, що нам робити, як нам йти. В сфері кібербезпеки, звичайно, я би хотів сказати, що це дуже актуально, особливо на даний час. Сфера професійної освіти, яка включає і професійно-технічну, і фахову передвищу, має тут свою нішу, тут безсумнівно. У нас навіть починаючи з кваліфікованого робітника, є тут у нас хороші приклади, коли ми робили, скажімо так, нормальні робітничі професії, той саме оператор з обробки інформації програмного забезпечення, яка, скажімо так, є, скажімо так, першою базовою шляхом для того, щоб підготувати дійсно хорошого фахівця у сфері кібербезпеки. Тобто пройти такі нібито ступені, починаючи, наприклад, від цього, тому що це є все-таки теж людина, яка, наприклад, закінчила цю професію, вона все-таки займається програмним забезпеченням, вона обслуговуванням техніки, і вже, ви знаєте, тут для вас це не секрет, що при цьому повинні мати достатньо ґрунтовні знання, вміння, навички для того, щоб ця техніка працювала нормально, щоб вона була надійною, щоб не було тих самих якихось атак і так далі. У мене поки що наразі все. Якщо, звичайно, ще питання, будь ласка, я готовий вислухати, в межах компетенції надати відповідь.
У нас зараз є трансляція на Ютубі, і в нас є запитання, я так розумію, що до пана професора Бабі. Оксана Добровольська. У нас на сьогодні десь 28-30 осіб онлайн беруть участь. Чи можна озвучити питання, чи здійснюється підготовка з кібербезпеки в США як робітничої професії, чи лише рівень молодшого спеціаліста? Тобто, чи є рівень associate degree, який має робітничий характер, чи той, який орієнтований на теоретичні, тоді більше знання, наскільки я теж зрозумів питання.
No, actually, it can be higher. Matter of fact, we, at Florida State College right now, we are developing a full bachelor degree in cybersecurity, and that's focused mainly on cybersecurity. So to answer the question, it can be higher than just certification or associate degree. So I hope I answered this question.
Чи всі зрозуміли, да? Ну, я просто хотів би пояснити, що зараз обговорюється питання у нас з приводу того, що запровадження нових кваліфікацій в класифікаторі державному професій. І йдеться про те, щоб професії робітничі, тобто рівня робітника, не інженера, сформувати правильно кваліфікаційні вимоги, знання, навички, яким має панувати такий робітник. Тобто робітник рівня не інженера, а технічного працівника, я вважаю.
Okay, can you repeat that in English, please?
So I can repeat in English. So my question is about in Ukraine we are now developing some legal framework to amend our classificator of workforces and skills required for job of technician in cybersecurity. So what is about your program? Does it divide a level of technician, a level of engineer, and do you have any regulation what skills, competences must have one and another? Any division?
Yeah, actually, the program we have is meet all the qualification for technical and engineering as well. Because as you see, it go from one level to another level, from lower level to a higher level, and build on to a higher level. So the build on do exist. Now, the second part of the question is. Or if there's any second part.
So,
different degrees of qualification, yes.
We have vocational schools,
Okay.
which are focused mostly on some technician
Okay.
specialization, and we have colleges,
Okay.
something different and more oriented on engineering level, this theoretical 2+2 programs.
Right.
So, and the idea how to manage different levels in different institutions.
Very good. So the best thing is to be sure that the curriculum do match, or there's some type of sequence interaction between the two curriculum. So you don't want to have the certification level very weak, because if you have it very weak, and then the student go on transit to engineering school or to a bachelor degree program, then the student would have a problem because the student don't have the background to continue on. So what do you want to have in the associate degree level or certification level? You want to have the same type of strengths or the same type of contents. The student will continue on, will be able on to build on those courses to go to a higher level in the bachelor degree. Many, and I think I know exactly what you're trying to say here. The efficiency between certifications and the degree program is sometimes can be great. That's true. It can be deficiency there, but only deficiency can happen if you don't have continuity between the courses in certification programs and the degree programs. When you have, like the way we do it, we have embedded in the certification courses embedded in as part of the associate degree or bachelor degree program, then you should not have any problems.
Зрозуміло. Так, дякую, професоре. В мене є запитання до одного студента, який навчався в Сполучених Штатах в коледжі. Ну, так трапилося, що це мій син, він тут присутній. Він теж хоче вчитись за спеціалізацію кібербезпека. Ну, якби ви знаєте, стандарти зараз, що треба залучати до обговорення питань дітей, самих дітей, то ми будемо в тренді. Якщо запитаємо його, які в нього були виклики, чи щось несподіване, або ж навпаки те, що його приємно вразило на підготовчому відділенні, поки що він навчався. Зараз розповість де сам.
Мене звати Андрій. Я навчався у коледжі у штаті Північна Вірджинія на протязі 3 місяців. Що я хочу сказати про рівень англійський, який потрібно мати учень. Це, якщо ви хочете, то можете навчатися у коледжі, навчати англійську мову, але це буде набагато дорожче, ніж в Україні. І якщо ви хочете зразу навчатися те, що ви хочете вчити, то вам треба здати екзамен такий як TOEFL або IELTS. І це буде коштувати вам набагато менше. Ще що я хочу додати, це те, що ніколи не пізно йти навчатися, тому що, наприклад, на моєму класі було багато людей старше за 50 навіть. Навіть були люди, які були 60-річні. І ще я хочу сказати про вчителів. У них є свій підхід у кожного вчителя, і вони якось балансують теорію та практику. Наприклад, у мене був урок speaking, це розмова, то ми дуже багато часу розмовляли, але також ми робили усілякі презентації. Ще добавити. Ще таке питання.
Про вчення є?
Років. Мені 18 років, але я навчався, коли мені було 17. Ще про коледж я хочу сказати, що там є така програма, ESL називається, це English as a Second Language. Це, якщо ви не знаєте англійської, то ви можете піти, і там є курси для тих, хто навіть взагалі не знає англійської мови. Тому це дуже приємно. Може, які у вас є питання?
Well, I do not have any question. Actually, the Nova is the college Andrew went to. I'm very familiar with it in Northern Virginia, which is it's one of the colleges in the United States. Really, like Andrew was saying, there's no age limit. And as I pointed out earlier in my presentation, we have students over 50 years old. And that's no fear for that, and they are delighted to be there. We have military personnel who finish their service with the Army or the Air Force. They decide to fresh on their knowledge, and they want to obtain more knowledge, and they join our college. So the background is no limit to background, no limit to college, and never late, like Andrew was saying. The opportunity is always there. So it's just a matter of ambitious and person willingness to do what it takes to get things done. So that's my intake on that. Was any question to me from Andrew or anyone else? Or
Справа в тому, що більшість наших студентів це є діти від 15 до 19 років. Більшість, 99%.
I'm sorry, did you say our students in Oh, that's fine. Actually, matter of fact, that's we are in Florida State College in Jacksonville. Actually, we are now our new strategy, starting 2018, 2019, is to focus on high school. And because if you notice, there are large percentage over 24 years old. We're already getting this type of students, but we want between the 19 or 17 and the 24. We have very low percentage of those students in IT. So we want those students, and that's our next strategy to obtain those type of students.
Ну, якщо ми з цим розібралися, то тоді зараз перерва. Ми можемо за чашкою кави чи чаю говорити ці питання. Так, і повернення витрат зараз відбудеться. Якщо ще вам не перебуде, то будь ласка. Зараз перерва і чекаємо на вас за 25 хвилин.
Давайте розділимося, ми всі разом ідіть отримати. Там є Людмила Олексіївна і я підіть. Розписуєтеся, отримуєте суму, яка на конверті, так як подавали, і підпис. Якщо хтось не ставить підпис, надіслати його на ту електронну пошту, яка вказана. І заходимо сюди, напроти кава, чай, зручно, і йдемо отримати кошти.
Ну, пішли туди, де кошти, зараз розберемося.
Окей,
Той ти зупинила?
Ні.